There are so many questions that I love answering about ancient Egypt, but I guess I'll talk about what are my biggest like fascinations with this time period of history and like what I enjoy researching the most. If you have not seen my Dogs of Ancient Egypt playlist or series, that is my master's thesis. That is my like passion. That is technically my specialty. If anybody like really asks like what my specialty is, that is what I took almost 2 years researching. So I love finding images of dogs, and I love kind of the almost detective work in a lot of cases to like find the new examples if I haven't collected them before and like put them into a giant Excel spreadsheet, which I need to redo because it's looking awful. Literally a couple weeks ago, I found a brand new depiction of a dog when I was live on Twitch. I don't have an image of it, but literally was reading a description of a tomb and it described a dog. And that's what I love about this TikTok series is that every time I do a video, I learn something new, I find something else. And it's always great to just like continue this research because I know that more and more will be found, more and more will be researched as tombs are cleaned, tombs are opened, tombs are discovered. My favorite time period within ancient Egypt is the Amarna period. I love the Amarna period. I want to do a whole series on it. We're already kind of digging at that slowly but surely. I love talking about this. I really want to make a whole Patreon course about it because this is the best time period. And I was genuinely surprised when I went to Egypt, and I thought I was going to get more emotional, like kind of seeing everything. I really am an emotional person. I thought I was going to cry when I saw the pyramids and all of these different things. The only times that I really cried is when I went into this Amarna room in the Cairo Museum and I saw a couple of different objects in there. And surprisingly, when I saw a lot of King Tut's stuff and went into King Tut's tomb, because it's Amarna period adjacent, it's very similar to it. But I was just so surprised because I like him more than I like Tut, but Tut really sent me over the edge, which was probably more just my childhood dreams coming true. I really like artifacts themselves. That is something that I'm really passionate about, is kind of looking at the artifacts and contemplating like what it is, what it could be used for, any sort of decoration on those artifacts, because those are the things that I just dive very deep into because I want to know all the details, because in a lot of cases you can find out so much about the ancient Egyptians or about anybody by the trash, quote unquote, the trash that they leave behind, which is why I have a much more archaeological brain than I think a lot of Egyptologists or even art historians do. For example, these are pillows. These are pillows at the Mummification Museum. Never seen those before. That blew my mind. But what I really love is that it's not just art. We're not really talking about aesthetics. We're not really talking about things that are beautiful, that are meant to be put on the wall that you see at other art museums. These are functional items. These all had some sort of function, and sometimes the function was to be beautiful. And I just kind of love that these are the physical items. Like no one would ever say, oh my gosh, this is the pen of MelissainDeNile, we have to put it in a museum. Like that's not how kind of our modern brain works. But that everything to them was valuable, everything to them was useful, which I love. The other thing that I really love talking about is Egyptomania in itself, which is essentially is the love of Egypt and the obsession of Egypt by people after the ancient Egyptian period. And that also includes a lot of how kind of modern day people interacted with ancient Egypt, and in certain ways of either visiting Egypt itself and kind of recording it and talking about it, or also recreating different motifs for different jewelry pieces, furniture, architecture, like advertisement. There's a lot of weird like early 1900s advertisements that include ancient Egypt that completely don't make any sense, but they're cool. And I love kind of looking about how people have interacted with Egypt centuries after it even existed. The reason I do these Ask an Egyptologist videos is because I want to learn more, and if I don't know the answer, then I have to essentially do that research to answer these questions, and I love doing that. I'm sorry it takes me so long to make some of the videos sometimes, because sometimes the research takes much longer, and then I get so many questions at one time, and I choose honestly to make the easier ones where I don't have to write a script. I just kind of go off of my knowledge, but I love doing this. This truly is my passion.